bring their personalities too strongly to bear. When you move the personality out of the way, by changing people's rhythms, by changing their sleep patterns, by changing when they eat, when they don't eat, by moving them through these various activities that start early in the morning and finish sort of 8, 9, 10 at night, bit by bit their personality quietens down and the doorway opens. They touch deep inside that part of them that is eternal and immortal, that universal spirit in all things, that non-denominational spirit, the presence of the God force within them. Then the other thing that we concentrate on is to consolidate people, not only consolidating their psychology, which I do during the week, talking to them in small groups, 1-to-1 or in a group of 10, but also to consolidate their actual energy. In my book, The Quickening, I wrote about the etheric body, which in the old text was often known as the subtle body. And that is visible to the naked eye. It takes a while to train to see it because one has to be able to generate very low brain waves in order to see it in ordinary daylight. But if you can click your mind and slow your brain waves while you're still walking about and awake, you can see the subtle body. And it's in the subtle body, it's in the etheric that your feelings reside. So by working on people's etheric for them, we consolidate the energy of what they are. We're used to thinking in terms of our body's sensations as feelings. So if I whack my hand with my knuckle, we call that a feeling, but in fact it's not, it's a sensation. And the message is running up my arm to my brain saying, Stu, you're whacking your hand. The other thing that we think of feelings are the emotions. But in fact, the emotions are more often than not either a response to a sensation. So if you're walking in the cold rain, that will generate an uncomfortable sensation and you will generate a negative emotion. Or the emotions are really the opinions of the ego personality presented on a grand scale, presented in a theatrical way. So you have a pleasant feeling and the emotions are happy, or you have an unpleasant feeling, something that the ego personality doesn't like, and the emotions are negative. That's what humans call feelings, but in fact one's feelings are inside this subtle body. And so if you, say for example, entrance your body by getting into a very deep meditative state, your sensations diminish. You can't feel your limbs and your arms and so on as well because you're now deeply entranced. And as you diminish the sensations, then bit by bit you begin to realize that your feelings are actually in the etheric body. So your legs can be lying flat upon the ground and your etheric can move down through the floor. So your feelings will think that your legs are dropping down through the ground. Working with the subtle body, working with the etheric is my speciality. I wrote about it in my book, The Quickening, and I talk about that because I believe that in the end, where your true feelings are, where your real spirituality is inside the etheric body. So through the disciplines, through the camaraderie and friendships that are developed here among the participants, through the care of our facilitators and staff, and there are 20 of those, so we have about 60 participants and 20 staff, so 3 participants to every staff member. So we're very, on top of being with the participants and helping them process their psychology and their reactions and so on. But once you quieten the mind and once you get on top of this personality, then your perception of these other worlds begins to open. It's a difficult thing, bringing people from different cultures, various levels of ability. Some people have meditated before, some haven't. But the process works because we engage the mind in other things. And then through the knowledge that I've received over the years and through the trainings that I've done personally, I make that door open, and then it's up to the customers to walk through it. But we have a 100% success rate, and they see and feel the presence of other worlds, and they touch deeply inside the love and the divinity that is their immortal spirit. And that is the process of the mist, with all its theater and all its pageantry and the honor and the respect that we offer each other. But in the end, what is important is the process whereby you reach and understand that immortal self. And of course, the first thing that happens is that you begin to lose your fear of death. You begin to transcend fear. You begin to understand yourself as an immortal being rather than a finite physical body.